An easy peasy, no knot system for your tarp and hammock. Let's check it out. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time out to check the channel out and click on the video. Right, today's video is all about my new ridgeline system. Hopefully it's a bit quicker than my old system and a lot more lightweight. Also, what I'm doing is trying out a new lightweight tarp as a DD lightweight and a new DD lightweight hammock. So all them systems together I'm going to try out tonight here in the woods. I'm also trying out new day sack from Vector Tactical. So I'm trying out a bit of kit today, and yeah, let's see how we get on. So my first job before I do anything is have a look above, make sure there's nothing there that's going to perhaps drop down overnight and land on my head, and then clear the bit of the ground so I've got no trip hazards, and then we'll have a look at set this ridgeline up. Stay tuned. First thing out of the bag, or the pouch, and my suspension system. I got these daisy chains from DD. Because the tree's a little bit further apart than I usually have, I'm going to have to set this up a little bit higher than usual. So there's a loop on one end, and there's all these loops on the other end, like daisy chain they call it. So this end go through the single loop. Pull that to the tree nice and tight. Then you got all these loops and attachments. So depending on, like say, how far apart your trees are spaced out, you can just pick the relevant loop to attach your hammock to, or wherever else you're hanging up. Right, so next thing out of the bag is my ridgeline and tarp. So here's my ridgeline. Now this is 550 paracord. The previous ridgeline was a 5mm rope. The idea being, because I was using prusik knots, I wanted whatever my prusik knot was smaller than the profile of the rope. But it just, especially in the wet, it got a bit heavy, bulky. So I switched to paracord. The prusik knots, I switched to bank line, so they're smaller profile, so ideal to go on the paracord. Ideally, like I said, you want your prusik knot a smaller rope, smaller diameter than whatever is hanging off. So that's why I switched to the paracord. So now you ask, so what makes it so special, or supposed to be quicker job, whatever, to put it up? Well, I've done away with tying knots. I used to do a bowline knot in one end, and then a Siberian hitch in the other, which are great. It's good to know the knots, but I've come up with a system now. It's probably already on YouTube. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube, so I don't really know if someone else has done it. They probably have. It's not rocket science, really. So what I'm doing is using, instead of tying knots, like I said, is just using prusik knots and carabiners. And I'm using the same system for the tarp tie-outs onto the ground as well. Again, previously I used jungle knots, which are great. Jungle knots really quick, easy to use again. But the system I got now is just that little bit smaller, a bit lightweight, and a bit smaller, so not as bulky in your bag. Right, so the first thing I've got is the one end. The one end, you see, I've just tied a loop with a double overhand knot. Right, so that's really secure. And about a metre or so down from that loop on the end, I got a plastic knot which you can slide up and down with an S-spinner carabiner on it. So just take your line and go around the tree. And just attach a loop which is on the end of the paracord to the carabiner. That's it. What you're going to do then is just move the plastic knot to tighten it. Now to the other side. Now at the other side, because you don't know obviously how far apart your tree is going to be until you get to site, could be 3 meters, could be 6. There's quite a bit of paracord left on the end, a spare, and instead of a loop being on the end, obviously because it's excess, I just got a plastic knot with a S-spinner, and about a metre or so down from there I've got another plastic knot. So pretty similar to the other side. I just put this on the tree. Because I got quite a bit of length here, because the last time I've done this the trees are further apart, the plastic knots have got to be moved down the line a little bit. So here's the plastic knot on this end. Slide that one across, and there's the other one. So all I got to do to attach this on the tree is just connect the 2 plastic knots on the S-spinner. And to get tension, just keep pulling the plastic knots down the paracord. Just like that. Obviously when you want to come and undo it, just get the paracord, slide the plastic knot, take the tension off, and unclip it. Tighten it back up. There. Now some of you might say, oh, these plastic knots are no good, they're not going to hold it, but you gotta remember they use plastic knots for rope climbing, so they're extremely good under tension. So where you can slide them up and down when there's no tension, once there's tension on it, it will not move. So that's the ridgeline up, and as you can see I've got loads of plastic knots on the ridgeline ready to go, and that's for hanging the tarp up. So we'll do that next. This is a DD 3x3 lightweight, or lightweight 3x3. I still got the other tarps, all the 3x3s, I still use them, but this is just a bit smaller and a bit more lightweight.
No shit, Sherlock!
So, hanging this up, I've already got cordage attached, that's for tie-off points, and to get into the ridgeline, again, little tiny night ties S-spinners. No need of toggles. I know some people use toggles, I've used toggles before, but I am going to go hunting around for toggles. I have to carry toggles, which can be a bit bulky. These little night ties carabiners, extremely strong for the size, and it's packed down nice and tight in your kit. Now at the end of the tarp, I've also got this line attached to the carabiner. I'll show you what that's about in a minute. So first thing to do is just attach your first carabiner to your first plastic knot. Then your second one, your third, your fourth, and then the other end, again with this line attached.
This is some good shit.
There's your top attached to your line. Now we're just going to space these out. When there's someone there, keep the middle one slack and just pull the 2 ends real tight. Now when it comes to the middle ones, you'll find the loops on the top quite big, so it's quite slack. So just pull that one way, so it's nice and tight, and then on the next loop, pull in the opposite direction. So that's the top suspended from the ridgeline. So as you can see, you got your plastic knot attached to the ridgeline, then attached to this carabiner, which is attached to your top, and you also got this little admin line inside attached to this carabiner. That's for internal admin, right? I'll show you when the tarp's all laid out. Right, next thing, we've got a little cordage pouch, is to tie down the sides of the tarp. So to do that, need some pegs. Now you might be questioning why am I doing the tarp first? Well, I just do the top first. If it's raining, I can get the tarp set up. I can do the hammock underneath the tarp in the dry. Luckily enough today it's cold, but it's dry. Anyway, what we do now is tie down the sides of the tarp, and how I do that, well, I'll show you now. So on the loops of the tarp, I've got stitched up some paracord. So let's get out of there. Now, I've probably got about 2 meters. I passed the paracord through the loops of the top. And on each end, I made a loop. The one loop, I've got the S-beam on it. Now the other end, with a loop, I've got a plastic knot attached to that S-beam. So both lines are attached, like so. You can quite see that. Anyway, I'll show you how it works now. Right, so here we are. Put the peg in the ground, and the loop, which has got the S-beam on it, see it? That loop goes around the peg. And then all you do then to tighten it is slide the plastic knot up the line. So sliding that plastic knot up your paracord just puts tension on it and holds it there. Got it? Right, let's do the other 3. So there we are, job done. Now you could say, oh, why don't you just tie a taut line hitch? Well, yeah, I can do. I just find this a lot easier and quicker to do. Now you might want to elevate the front side of your tarp, you know, during the day or something. And to do this, you might want longer guy lines. So it's just easy enough to do in the same guy line, because you've got about 2 meters there. Release the tension on the plastic knot, take it off your peg, then slide your plastic knot all the way to the end, where it meets the loop of your tarp. And you've got all this cord then. You can peg that down then, attach it to a tree, whatever you want. And then just use your plastic knot up that end, slide it down to get tension. Easy as that. If you just want a short guy line as before, slide your plastic knot all the way down to the end. Use your loop with the carabiner as before, put it on the peg. And then just use this plastic knot then to pull tension. Easy peasy. Right, that's the top done. Now my hammock. So I put it in this compression sack from a jungle sleeping bag. But in there is not just my hammock, but there's my underquilt as well. So I used to use the Crusader hammock from Highlander. The tarp that comes with it is alright, but it's a diamond formation. So I always use a switch to a 3x3 tarp. But the hammock, yeah, I've switched to the DD Super Light. So I packed this, so the one end comes out first. All the attachments are already on the hammock, and these use a quick tying system. I can't remember what it's called now, but I'll put it there. So you just loop this on your daisy chain and just pull it tight. That's it. So that's what I do now. Now with this system, as you can see, I'm a bit close to this one end, so I need to release or make this end longer. Easy to do. Just where this loop is, you just pinch it there, pull the string, and as you'll see, that's made that a lot longer. Alternatively, if I want to make it shorter, I go on this end, pinch the rope there, pull, and that makes it shorter, or put tension on it. The daisy chain, I can link that any amount of places, so that's easy peasy, isn't it? But as you see, the hammock is too far this way, so I need to go that way a bit. So I can just take this off the daisy chain, just go further down, go there somewhere, I'm going to tighten up the other end. That's it done. So here we are, hammock and top up, done pretty quick. So there's my admin line, which I showed you before, and some plastic knots. I think I've got 3 on there altogether. So that just allows me to hang my lantern on there, or dry my socks, or whatever it is. Yeah, job's a good one. So there we are guys, here's the video. There's my new setup, ridgeline setup for the tarp and the hammock. Hopefully it'll make it a lot more lightweight and quicker to put up and take down. I say no knots to tie, all carabiners, plastic knots. Obviously plastic knots are a knot, but they're already on there, aren't they? For your guy lines, your attachment to the ridge line, your admin line for inside the tarp, and obviously for attaching the ridge line to the tree, and then your suspension system for the hammock. All very interesting, I know. So I'm out here tonight I'm going to put my sleep system inside the hammock now and get myself a brew on and something to eat before it gets too dark. So until then, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please think about liking, subscribing, hit the notification bell. I think it's there somewhere. And if you do want to see some more videos, check that one out and that one. And I'll catch you again next time. All the best.